Right, hello everybody. So it's a very, very cold. It was -3 last night. Just to give you an idea what it's like in my house in France, I have no heating apart from a log burner, and that's only in the sitting room. Fortunately, the heat does come up, but into the bedroom. But it was 9 degrees in my bedroom this morning. That's awesome. So I've defrosted, I've had a coffee, and it's all good. Right, enough of that waffle. What are we talking about today? Right, so this should be quite a fun episode. Well, anyway, possibly. So what am I talking about while I ride along my favourite piece of road? This is such a great piece of road, especially on a sunny day, and the ice is gone now. So it's about bits of kit that you own for your motorbike, which you just cannot live without. You know, it doesn't have to be expensive. You know, those bits of kit that you just think, God, I hope I don't ever lose that. Or that is the most useful thing I've got for my bike. If I haven't got that, I feel a little bit lost. And I've picked 3 things which have been either incredibly reliable and they've just made my life easier, or just because they are great bits of kit. And even though I could probably replace some of them with new ones, I feel loath to do that because it's like an old pair of slippers. It's not an old pair of slippers, by the way. So, while it's still nice and sunny, I thought we'd have a look at my first thing. And it's actually, I'm wearing it. Well, I'm wearing 2 of them actually. Don't worry, I'm not going to start getting undressed. The first one is this crash helmet. So this is a Bell MX-9. And it's been around quite a long time now. It was rudely called by somebody who left a comment once that I hate your duckbill helmet. Although having said that, that was my HJC, the big bright one I took to Africa. But this is the same. This is what I suppose they call an adventure helmet. But what a fantastic piece of kit. Now I like Bell helmets. I think they're very, very good. They're good. Well, to me anyway. Of all the crash helmets I've had, and I've had a few, it's the one make that always seems to be really good quality for me for the money. I don't spend thousands of pounds on crash helmets. I'm not that type of person, but you know, fair play if you can afford it. But you know when you pick something up and you think that's good quality, and it does. It's quite a heavy crash helmet. Let's go and have a little closer look at it, and you can see how scratched and knackered it is. But let's go and have a look at that, and I'll tell you why I really like it. Come on.
Just so you know, I'm in Bordeaux, and it's not gone so well for that chap, is it? Can you see him? Oh dear. They do like a laugh to the French. It's a beautiful little place, Bordeaux. Really is lovely. Right, so here we are then, the Bell MX-9. As I bring you in for a closer look, you could just see how damaged this is. It's not got dents in it, but it's just scratched all over the place. And that's not because, I don't know how this managed to get so scratched, but it's just a good size lid. And I started using this because I would use it as my sort of slave for the camera mount on the chin, which strangely obviously I don't use very much anymore because I'm using the 360 camera most of the time. But it's a very quiet helmet, even though you've got the beak on here. It's very quiet. There's no built-in sunscreen. You know, a lot of these lids now, they have a little flip down that flips down. This doesn't have that. But it's got a good visor. This is still the original visor though, and it still cleans up. There's odd scratch on it, but it's done very well actually. But yeah, so that it's rated. Let's have a look. ECE 22. No, that's probably the manufacturer. It's rated to something or other. I've no idea what. But it's got the MIP system in it, which is like something protection. I think it's for neck support and stuff like that. You can take the inner out, so it does pop, which is good, and you can wash this, but I've never had. And do you know what? It doesn't smell. this lid. Maybe that I just don't know. But I did fit some speakers in here, and I don't use those anymore because I've got my earpieces, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But it's a nice sort of velvety feel leather in there, and it just, it just blooming works. I think you can still get these lids. I'm not sure how much that I think they were about 160 new, maybe 180, something like that. But it's a really good, it feels quality, this helmet. I've got the HJC, which I took to Africa, which is a lovely helmet, but it doesn't feel the quality of this. It really doesn't. But it's, it's still well rated. But this will soldier on, But I may well, I think you can still get this crash helmet, and I think I may buy another one to replace this once this looks so bad, and it really does look bad. But I don't know how long I've had this now, but it's still doing sterling service. Now this is going to have to sit in France now, so I won't be able to get it back on the plane. I'd forgotten that, so maybe I will have to get myself another helmet. But yeah, the MX-9. And this, I bought this second hand on the eBay, never been worn apparently, and I think I paid £90 for it posted, and I say it's been with me ever since. What a great crash helmet! It's like a workhorse crash helmet for me. Anyway, there you go, lovely. The Bell MX-9, great crash helmet, even if I do say so myself.
Right, my second bit, and this is testament to that things don't have to be expensive to be blooming good, and this is a fantastic piece of kit. And I used it all through Africa. Actually, I've got 2 sets, although I don't know what I've done with the other set. They're so cheap, I managed to buy 2 sets because I really didn't want to be without them. And just while we negotiate a couple of sack lists. There we go. And they are my earpieces. They're the headphones which I put in. They sit inside my helmet, that I use to link up with like the Chiggy and my music, and obviously it does all the phone and all the rest of it. And these bits of kit are so reliable. They are fantastic, and they were £15 from the B&M store. Let's have a look at those, and I'll tell you why they're so good and why I find them so. And I'll be absolutely lost without these. Absolutely lost. Come on. While I trip through the river valley here, through the rock. It's so lovely around here. This is sort of right outside my door, really, and makes a lovely little round robin ride. It's really cool. Let's go and have a look at my earplugs or headphones. Come on.
Right, the next bit of kit then. So the Goodman's I suppose you call them earbuds or earphones. So they come in this little case, and it's the case that you charge up. It's just USB-C. So here, look at my hair everywhere. So they come in a little pack like that, and there's no actual battery in the case. So the battery's obviously in the earbuds, but it does give you a little display on there, and I'll show you that. And then when you open the case and you ping them like that, then it comes up with how much charge there is in there. These have still got 90% in them, which is amazing, really. But the key to these is that because when you put them in your ear, because there's no rigidity to it, they don't come out when you put your helmet on. The sound quality is excellent. I mean, really, really excellent. I've replaced the little end pieces now because I lost the other ones, and you do get spares with them. So 15 quid these things, but they plug into the ear. Oh, I've got the radio. I don't know how the radio's got on there. So when you take them out the case and you put them into they're all automatically connecting to the Bluetooth on the phone as long as the Bluetooth's on. And then quite often you can hear something, you're walking around and think, what's that noise? Or you forget. The classic thing with these is you forget that they're on, and someone phones you up and you're going, hello, hello? And they can hear you, but you can't hear because you've got your earplugs in your pocket. I'm always doing that. But you can touch the back of the earpiece and it stops and starts. And you can also advance the music if you do it quickly. So the music's come back on now, and then I just press that again, moves it to the next track. If I hold it down and off, it will just turn them off. So that's really good. And for 15 quid. And I say that the reason I think these are so good, or why I rate them so highly, I'm going to power that off. The reason I rate them so highly is because when I was in Africa, these would run all day. And when you're relying on the nav from the Chigi or wherever it was, or the Alchi I was using, you don't want to lose that, because it's, you don't have to take your eyes off the road, because you don't want to keep looking at your screen. These would go 10 or 11 hours a day, no problem at all. How they get that much runtime out of these tiny little things, I have no idea. But I say these came from the B&M store. There was an unkind name for B&M stores, isn't there? But it's got Goodman. They're Goodman's make. I don't think Goodman's make anything at all anyway. It's just a name now. But the Goodman's used to make some quite good hi-fi kit. But yeah, £15 from the B&M store. Highly recommend these. This is a piece of kit I go everywhere with. I leave them in the bag, and they will go days and days and days. If I only use them for like an hour at a time, go for little rides. Love these. And it will tell you when they're running out of battery. It say power low. It will come up in your ears, but they will still go probably for another hour after that. So great bit of kit. The Goodman's headphones, wireless headphones, which go into the ear like that. Brilliant bit of kit. I can't live without that one.
Right, so what's my third piece of kit? Well, it's a piece of kit that, all riders should have, really. And when you've got, someone to put them like in the panniers on the little Meteor here, they whatever bike I'm going to be using for any trips, this piece of kit just ends up in there always. So it's not difficult to guess what that would be. It's a waterproof jacket. But this waterproof jacket has gone with me all over the place. And the reason I love it so much, because not only is it 100% waterproof, but it's also a fantastic wind cheater. And what I mean by that is that when you actually put it on, it just cuts out any wind chill that you get. It's phenomenal. Now, yes, it is made by Belstaff, but you know me, I never buy anything new. I bought this yonks ago, absolutely yonks ago. And I probably got this on eBay for, I don't know, 20 quid or something. And I was always buying Belstaff at the time, second-hand bits of Belstaff, because I love the sort of lived-in look. But this jacket has just been superb, and it's big enough that it goes over any jacket that I wear with comfort. So let's have a look at that. And I'll tell you, there is one flaw with it, though. One flaw with this jacket. But I'll tell you what, look, come on. Let's have a look at that one.
Right, so this is my last bit of kit. My Belstaff. I don't even know what model it is. It's sort of a nothing model, and it's obviously been around a long time. But what a phenomenal piece of kit. Now, I've got my other jacket on underneath this, and I've still got plenty of room in here. And this is only an XL. It's got external pockets. There's no internal pockets. Everywhere's got Velcro on it, so you get plenty of that, which is all very good. But it's just, and you've got this little buckle just to tighten up, but it just works, and it's full length, so it covers the jacket. If you're wearing the sort of trail type jacket that I tend to like, it covers that, which is something you really need. It's got a good upper part here, so that keeps me dry. But I use this a lot. I used it on the ride down here through the night. Well, from that 4 o'clock in the morning, it felt like night. Didn't get light till 8 o'clock. But it just works. I stick this on and I don't get any wind chill at all. It's blooming fantastic. And again, I think I paid 20 quid for this on eBay. But it still gives sterling service. It's getting a little bit dirty now, a bit grubby. I don't really care. Doesn't matter, does it? As long as it does its job. And that's the thing, even in adverse conditions, as it starts to wear, it still does its job. And that's really important, isn't it? I'll see if I can show you in the full length. It's a good bit of kit, but it's one big failing, and it's not the jacket's fault. It's the cameras. They do not like recording in red. Cameras have a bit of a problem with red, and you might find that it's washing out the skin tones. I think you'll probably find out when you look at it. But yeah, so I never use this for recording. I always go with that, even if I have to get cold. But yeah, red's just a really funny colour for cameras. It's probably digital sensors don't like it. I don't know. It might work on this, but I doubt it is. But yeah, so the Belstaff unknown model waterproof jacket, the best waterproof I've got by far. Right, come on, let's get back on the ride.
Right, so there we are. So there's my 3 items, which I just, they're just bloody good bits of kit. They do what they're supposed to, and they've lasted the test of time in harsh conditions, and they still give great service, And when you add all the price of those together, as I said, I bought that helmet wasn't new, or this helmet wasn't new. I got that from eBay. Someone had bought it, didn't like it, and they left it in the box. Never been worn, or so people say. It's a bit like saying when you buy a book, never been read. Well, I don't know, you never read it. Anyway, I always find that funny. So, you're looking at 90, 110, £125 for those items, and the biggest thing was the crash helmet. And I just think, for that money, they've paid for themselves again and again and again, and they continue to work. I'm always amazed at those little earphones, how long they run for. All day they'll go, absolutely all day. And I never needed to have the spare pair, but it was just good, just in case they stopped making them. But you just don't have to spend lots of money to get good kit, and that's the sort of stuff that I like. That someone's used it, really used it to almost death, and it's still going, and you can make a great recommendation from it. I'm going up through Bourdain now, the other side of the river valley. It's so lovely around here, but crikey, it's curled. So on that basis that I've given you my 3 items, see if you can give me at least one item that you just don't want to be without on your bike, that you just think this is a great piece of kit, and it was just one of those lucky happenings that you bought that. Not even on recommendation, it's just one of those things you just thought, oh, that looks good, I'll have that, and you realise you now cannot live without it. And if it did die or whatever it was, you'd be absolutely gutted. So be interested to hear, and if you've got any pictures of it, just send me a picture and I'll stick it in. I'll stick it up, I'll do a little episode, probably in the in Milo's subsection. We'll put it into Milo's subsection. Send me a picture of the bit of kit if you can, and then I'll put something up and tell me why it's such a good piece of kit. Right, there you go. I'm going to go off and find a coffee because it's very chilly now. It's Saturday here in France, and there's a few things open, fortunately. But I'm going to go and have a look and warm up, as it were. Right, take care, everybody. Ride safe, and please get in touch. See you soon. Look after yourselves.